Big thanks to Michael at Lionheart Apparel. We were on the phone this week. He asked a question. He's like, you guys need to do a video about how to fund your brand. And it's like, bing! Brilliant, Michael. Thank you.
Are you listening? Damn.
This is the Tortilla Clap, and I'm Kid Lips in downtown LA.
This is the Groovies. I'm also in downtown LA. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
What up, crew?
Before we jump into this, we want to hear from you guys. How did you fund your brand? How did you get started? How did you get that first bit of money to get up, get everything rolling, get it all moving along? I'm sure there's lots of stories to be had there. Share it in the comments box below. Let us know. We've also come prepared, slightly prepared, not over prepared, with a few ideas for how you guys can get funding to start your brand. If you haven't done it yet, this might help you. It very may might.
Well, so the name of the game really is about hacking it. When I started Applique, it was really finding customers to wear stuff that I was making for myself. So I'd go out, I'd design something for myself, I stitch it up myself, I figured out how to sew, minimal cost, just like extra spending money, get some fabric, stitch it up, cool. People would see it, they'd be like, I want one, but they're cool. You're gonna have to pay me up front so I can pay to make your stuff. So they give me 60 bucks for a hoodie, I go out and get the hoodie, I get the materials, I make the stuff, then they get the hoodie like a week later or a couple days, whatever it took. Hacking it is the name of the game. So like that concept of getting money so you can fund your product is really important. I'm thinking about it in terms of how can you get as much product as possible, as quickly as possible, with as little money as possible. It's all the hack, right? And then once you get a bit of money from that first batch of product because you sold it, then you can get another batch, and maybe the next batch is bigger, and the next batch is bigger, but it's like this iterative process of growing your batches and getting more customers from that. So there's a couple ways we do it, maybe 4 or 5 ways, they're all kind of connected. You want to give us the first one? What do we got?
Yeah, sure. I mean, one way in terms of hacking it, which is great, is by setting up a campaign and running a pre-sale. So this, like, Ethan started Applique even like, it's not pre-internet, but it's basically like pre-internet sales in a way, vintage internet, the interwebs.
Yeah.
But now you guys have the benefit of running a campaign. So you could design a product online, maybe just put up the money to get a sample, get some photography done, and then start selling that online. You're not putting out the money to make that product because it hasn't been made yet. So it's basically the model that Ethan just described, what he was doing on his campus at University of Pennsylvania. It's just the digital equivalent of that. So that would be like a great way to, quote, hack it.
To chime in there, to have a successful campaign, as we've said in some other videos, you really want to have a community, which I did. I had my college campus. You kind of want, have a purpose. So for me, it was like these cool handmade things. It was all about fabric. But really having that audience, that community, and that purpose is what's going to make a campaign successful. Otherwise, you may want to hold off on the campaign model because it really needs people to see it. You need eyeballs and people that are wanting to get what you have. There's another option, which a lot of people ask about, which is banks or like credit cards or bank loans.
Get a loan.
Yeah, like, what do I gotta do? I gotta talk to a bank. Some people do it, right? You can do that. I think really the idea of getting a loan from someone makes sense when you're investing in growth. And so what that means, like investing in your future, you get a college loan, right? And that makes sense because the idea is you're gonna be able to pay for that down the road and you're investing in resources to grow. So to me, it doesn't really make sense to get a bank loan or
put this on your credit card, which is even worse than a bank loan because what interest rates are like 10x what a bank loan would be.
Unless you're investing in like some sort of class or some sort of like process that you know is gonna pay you back because you'll have these new skills or you'll have this new machine, whatever that is. But if it's just getting product, I'd say try to avoid that as much as you can because you can get into a really sticky situation where you're holding on to a lot of product, you can't sell it for whatever reason, and the bank's knocking down your door and credit's getting bad. You don't want that. Start with customers, right? Like one product and get customers, and that's how you hack it.
Yeah.
Another thing of like way that money can come in is investors, right? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's hit investors. I mean, as if you were going to like a bank or a credit card, that's like a company that you're lending from. You can get money from individuals. I think the most common type of investment, if you're just getting started, is called the friends and family, right? Friends, family, and fools. So if you have friends that are wealthy, if you have people who really believe in you, like your parents, and you're really committed to your dream, they might fund that for you, and all you got to do is ask. I would definitely come prepared with like a business plan, everything you need to convince them that this is something that you're really serious about. And if you are blessed in life and have those people who will support you, that could be a great option to get money up front, to get get a seed amount of money and kind of get things started. Typically for investors, they'll want to like own a percentage of the company, so you can almost begin to kind of think of them as like a partner.
And with this newfangled interwebs, there's a lot of different resources for investment and crowdfunding. So I would say things like Kickstarter and Indiegogo are platforms to crowdfund. The good thing about them is usually people don't take an ownership stake in your company, but they do expect product or some sort of benefit from supporting you, and they might invest much less. Then there's other bigger funds, AngelList and some of these other angel funds, and in those cases people will actually take a stake in your company and expect you to pay them back in some way. So business planning is key in all of them, and just illustrating that through having a business plan or a video or a deck or all these different ways to convince people to give you money.
The last option is probably the most common. It's what we kind of think of as like the side hustle. Basically, the side hustle means you have a job and that job pays you like a salary, hourly wage or salary. So you're clocking money over there and then you're taking the money and you're investing it in your own brand. That's probably the most common. You're using an existing skill set you have. It's a true grind, which is awesome. You have some thoughts to share on the side?
Yeah, I mean, I think the side hustle is definitely, everybody's got it. You always have your business that sometimes like gets you cash, but isn't your love or your passion. It's a good thing. The one thing is it takes your attention and your energy away from your passion, which can be tough. If you're working all day on a project that's your side hustle, how much time can you really devote and energy can you devote at the end of the day to your real hustle? And so those things can sometimes get challenging. There is a program that we've been offering lately that we call Applique Campus. It's not a job, so it's not exactly a side hustle per se, but it is a way to make some extra cash and also to get the sales and marketing experience that is integral in building a brand, whether it's for you or for Applique or for anyone. And that works especially for college students. So much like what I did when I was a student on campus, you can join Applique Campus and get out to your community and talk to the community about custom clothing they need, and then send them back to Applique. We make all sorts of custom clothing, pocket tees, hoodies, hats, jackets, bags. A lot of fraternities and sororities and dance crews and clubs on campus are looking for that. They'll spend money with you basically to get that stuff. You pass those orders back to us and you'll get a commission. Usually it's about 10% commission, and that's some extra cash in the pocket. So say you get a $2,000 order, maybe that's 200 shirts at 10 bucks a piece. We'll get you 10% of that, so 200 bucks. With 200 bucks, you can come back to us and you could probably order, I don't know, 20 pocket tees.
You could definitely get your 100 labels for 100 bucks, and you could probably order, I don't know, 10 pocket tees.
10 pocket tees or something, or maybe a bunch of beanies. Get a little simple product out there, or maybe you run a couple campaigns with it. So it's really about hacking, right? And getting a little cash in the pocket. So definitely check out Campus. We'll post a link in the comments or in the description, and you'll see a little link in the video.
Absolutely. I mean, we created the Campus program to help college students get that initial seed of money, get that initial funding that they need to start their brand. So it's definitely something you guys can take advantage of. Our last semester, we had a handful of reps, probably 5 or so folks who participated in Campus, and they went and used the proceeds from their Campus earnings to go and start their brand, get initial bulk orders, get samples, get everything set up and get going.
So again, tell us how you're funding your brand if you've got it going already, and if you don't and want to learn more, post some comments, tell us what you want to know. Always subscribe. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and we'll also give you a link to apply for the Campus program. It takes, I don't know, 5 minutes to apply online. Super easy, totally free to join. Doesn't cost you a penny. So
Get
please
to know that Applique Squad and the Campus program.
check it out.
Yup. Cool. Thank you for being here. Over and out. Sayonara. Nanu nanu.